Park Ave, South Wedge, and Neighborhood of the Arts are locations that every single person that I know are actively thinking about making that move to. Lake Ontario actually has a hidden trail that no one knows about, and let me tell you, the home prices here are not cheap anymore. Let's talk about Rochester's from a local perspective, what you need to know even before you make this move here. What's up, guys? Gagan here, your favorite real estate agent, and here's the thing. Our home prices are definitely on the cheaper end compared to the national average. Don't kill me just saying, oh my gosh, it's super expensive. If you look at places like Miami, Florida, Seattle, Washington, and Orange County, California, they are so much more on the expensive end. Even some subsets of Texas is getting more and more expensive. Our median home price right now hovers around the $170,000 to $200,000 range on any given day, reflecting a 7.3% increase compared to last year alone. A lot of investors are actively reaching out to us, and we've seen this happen multiple times again and again. They're wanting to invest in Rochester, New York, purchase properties in Rochester, New York, and actively build in Rochester, New York. The cost of living here is so much cheaper than most other places, and it makes sense for people wanting to actively look. But what that means for locals is the price is going up. So even before you make that move here, understand the price point, well, it's just not the same. And this also isn't taking into consideration specific subsets of the market. For example, Irondequoit's price point hovers around $230,000, while Greece's hovers around $250,000. We bought our house for $130,000 in 2016. Now it's worth $270,000, pretty crazy. Our uncle bought his house for $240,000, I think 7 years ago, 7 years ago. Now it's worth over $400,000. Appreciation is there, and we appreciate the appreciation, but I don't think people purchasing properties appreciate it as much as we do. So take all those numbers into consideration. And combining with that factor is, again, specific areas. We talked about Park Ave, we talk about Park Ave super often. If you want to watch the video that I did on it, it's right over here. But Park Ave is beautiful because of its boutique shops, its coffee, its camaraderie, and also its appreciation, while also having investment opportunity. There are a ton of duplexes, triplexes, and quadplexes in Park Avenue, and also combining with that, the fact of the matter being you can buy a 1 to 4 unit with an FHA loan as a first-time home buyer as well, is really attractive to a lot of people. Second place is South Wedge. I used to live in South Wedge when I first came here, and the reason that it's so attractive is simply this: proximity. Its proximity to the University of Rochester, to RIT, to Strong Hospital, and everything else in between is phenomenal. Combining with this, you also have a Lutheran church, you also have tons, and I mean tons, of mom and pop shops right around Gregory Street in that proximity, and you have just a really appreciating neighborhood. And I think that's what people are actively looking for. The home prices in those two proximities, Park Ave is around $400,000, while South Wedge is just hovering around $200,000 to $250,000. And finally, we've got the Art District with North Art District, so I want to pronounce it correctly. It has museums, art galleries, and really a Renaissance kind of vibe to it, because there's a ton of things to do, and also it's super desirable for people that are crafty, for people that are looking for more people that are crafty and have that sense of community. A lot of people are actively looking to make that their home. But it's not just me who's saying this. According to the GRAR, or the Greater Rochester Association of Realtors, they report a 10% rise in the median sales price, reaching $220,000 in 2023. This trend underscores just one specific thing: that even the homes that are appreciating in value are still getting sold actively. But here's something else that's crazy. I'm going to show you a graph because I've done this research for you. If you look at these numbers here, let me pull them up as we speak. If you look at these numbers, there's a few things. Number one, the first thing that you should see is there's 45% less homes closed than the same time last year. Pretty nuts. Number two, the second thing that I want to show you is when we look at the active inventory, it's surged up 70%. That's insane. The third thing that I want to show you is after we look at the inventory, inflation is still hitting. The weekly price point went up 15%. And then the fourth thing that I want to show you, actively just as crazy, is our supply has gone up 61%. That is nuts. Why? Number one, it's November. People are carving turkey. This is the day after Thanksgiving, and if you're still watching this, thank you, you're awesome. But it's Turkey Day. Second, homes don't sell as fast during the wintertime. But third, the caveat to the second thing is if you are looking to sell your home, could you just imagine how many people are going to have a pre-approval letter in their hand if they're looking during Christmas time? It's awesome. Third thing that I want to talk about is, although we have these neighborhoods and we understand that they're appreciating in value and we have everything else taken care of, Rochester is still really unique because there's just tons of, well, little things that make it really, really awesome. Like specifically in the 19th Ward, should you live north or south, right? If you're looking in close proximity to East Ave, where should you live? Where's that one gateway to the Wegmans area? Where's that one park? Where's that one recreational facility that people are looking for? These things matter. And I'm going to give away some secrets here because, well, I hope you guys don't mind. Here are the top 3 secrets that only locals know that really no one else knows about, and I think it's super cool for you to find out. First thing is the hidden sidewalk. Yep, Lake Ontario, right next to the beach, has a half-mile path that offers a scenic walk alongside the shoreline, providing for a peaceful retreat from the city's hustle. Don't tell anyone. The second thing, and this is just as cool, is Washington's Grove. So located right next to Cobbs Hill Park, there's an urban forest which is home to an ancient oak tree. It offers beautiful views, and I mean absolutely gorgeous. I took a picture of it. I took a picture of myself there like 4 or 5 years ago. I'm gonna try to find it on my phone. Probably don't have it there, but amazing, right? Super duper cool. Third thing, final, last but definitely not least, is the Artisans Network. And what that essentially is an immersed art space challenge that has tons of vibrant colors, and it has these really unique original works and beautiful designs, and it's just kind of cool to look at things from different perspectives and what other people are seeing and how they're coming up with these geniuses. Because really, I would never ever be able to do that. Combining with all of these things, I talk about how Rochester is really, really cool and how Rochester is really, really awesome. And it is. We gotta talk about 2 things. Number 1 is the public schools are not the best. And it's unfortunately the truth. We used to rank so low in the totem pole of public schools. We used to have less than a 50% graduation rate. Now, being the caveat that we've definitely worked on this and we're growing and there's active churn, it's important to understand that Rochester is definitely growing and making sure that education is facilitated. What's kind of, I don't want to use the word interesting, but what's kind of upsetting, interesting, whatever the word is, I'm not sure what the word is the fact that Pittsford, Mendon, is ranked as a top 5 school in the entire country. Rochester City School Districts is ranked as the bottom 5 in the entire country. Yeah, you know, it kind of sucks, but a lot of the people that call us directly move to the suburbs and not specifically the inner city of Rochester. And it's really interesting because we just talked with a couple that was moving here from Texas for work, and they said, hey, listen, where should I go? The most important thing for me is education. Second is safety. Okay, go here. I said go to Pittsford Mendon because the school is phenomenal. And it's not me who's saying this, it's niche.com. I did a review on all the schools. I'll put the link in the description somewhere. But there's definitely a specific subset of the market that has better education than others. And also combining with this, you've also got charter schools. I went to University Preparatory on Lake Ave for my 7th grade. That's a really good charter school. There's also really, really good public schools as well. Like East Rochester is one that has a combined relationship with the University of Rochester. I'm not sure if this program still exists or not, but if it does, I know for a fact a friend of mine got a full ride because she got into the University of Rochester from East Ave. So things like that. Obviously, you want to take all those things into consideration as well. And then for private school, we talked about Harley, McQuaid, Allendale. They're really, really good private schools. So take all that into consideration. The second thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the job market combining with the weather. So the job market in Rochester is not growing as much as it could be. That's number 1. The second thing is the Micron project will change this, in my opinion. The Micron project is a multi-billion-dollar project that's happening in Syracuse, and I talked about this in one of my older videos. But the reason I think this is going to change and grow so much of Rochester is because people are willing to drive an hour. They are. It's just how it works. A lot of what's happening, especially in society as a whole, is with the home prices on the rise, you have to go to a specific subset in a market in which the home prices are not that expensive. Rochester. But as more people come here, that's going to drive up demand, and meaning the home prices will then again go up more. So it's always fun, isn't it? And then combining with that is the drive. Our traffic sucks. Unfortunately, it does. Our winters, albeit that this year we haven't had the worst winters, you know, I don't want to jinx anything, but our winters are pretty bad. It's not as bad as it used to be in 26, 27, not 2026, like 2016, 2017. Even before then, we used to have like winter from November all the way to like March. But now today's November 29th, so the day after Thanksgiving. And our winter, we really haven't had any snow this entire year. So, you know, take that into account as well. Those informational pieces are definitely going to be prevalent. But for the most part, if you have a job secure, if you know you're coming to Rochester to retire, if you have children, if you know that this is the place that you want to be because you love the Florida seasons, welcome. Rochester is fantastic. If you're just looking to make a move somewhere, obviously take everything into consideration. And one of the things that I told my friend that I want to tell you is, well, maybe figure out how to get some kind of certificate. You know, go on Google. They've got data certificates. They've got software coding. You can learn a lot of things on YouTube as it is. Maybe learn a high value income skill that you can use to give to a subset of the market to make it so that you can make more money. A lot of really cool things, a lot of opportunities that exist as well. But for the most part, if you are looking to make that move to Rochester, give us a call. I don't just post these YouTube videos out just because I love Rochester, which I do. I post them so you guys can have the connection, the availability, and all the information that myself and our team knows. We sell hundreds of homes. Our team is one of the best teams in Rochester. And I'm not saying this to gloat. I'm saying this because it's important when you're talking about the biggest asset of your life. You want to make sure you're working with the right people. And I want to make sure that you are knowing that you're working with the right people. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you have anything that you want to talk about, maybe I should get a haircut, maybe I shouldn't. Does this shirt make me look small? I'm actually pretty muscular, you know? But for the most part, you guys can see today's the day after Thanksgiving. I'm just kind of like big talker. But for the most part, if there's anything that I can personally do to help, if you need an ear, let me know. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays that are going to be coming up as well. Also, watch this video here so you can see the best schools in all of Rochester from a data perspective. See you soon.